You're watching the Late Night News. Well, pressure is mounting in the Election Commission as well, following requests first from the political parties and then from the academic sector to postpone the election dates in the state, as it would affect the students writing their public exams. But it is a firm no from the Election Commission, who told the Madras High Court today that the election scheduled on the 13th of April cannot change in Tamil Nadu, as it will affect the poll process in the other 4 states that are going to the polls as well. This comes after 2 PILs were filed in the Madras High Court. The court has reserved the orders in the cases.
Election Commission said that once the schedule is fixed, it cannot be challenged. We have referred to some Supreme Court judgments which says the Election Commission is the sole authority to decide what should be the date of the election. And since the Model Code of Conduct has already come into force, if the election schedules are disturbed, it will seriously affect the election schedule. And since the election dates are fixed, since these 5 states dates have been announced as one scheme, depends upon the availability of the paramilitary forces and other details. We said if the election schedule is disturbed here, it will have consequences in the other state also. And therefore, the schedule should not be interfered.
Well, the Indian Intelligence Agency has unearthed a threat letter reportedly suspected to be from Lashkar-e-Taiba to target stadiums that are hosting the ICC Cricket World Cup matches. Terrorists had threatened to blow up cricket stadiums in India, including the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium at Chepauk in Chennai. Strong measures and checks are being put in place by the authorities, with security checks being conducted on vehicles, and police are on a heavy bandobast duty.
There is no specific threat, but we have received some information regarding a general kind of threat to all the stadium in the country, particularly with reference to the World Cup matches going on. We tightened the access control and also the perimeter security. And of course, anti-sabotage check is done thoroughly, and we take over the stadium at least 36 hours in advance. And we also combed a few places in and around the stadium. We check the lodges, looking for any suspicious inmates. And we also stationed some of our security vans with cameras mounted on them at strategic places. And we also insisted that the car passes should carry the registration numbers of the cars.
Well, the rape and murder of IT employee Pratibha Murthy in Bangalore sent shivers down everyone's spine and certainly brought to focus the lapse of safety for women who travel in cabs, especially during late nights. Our reporter Zoya Thomas now brings us a report on how a certain company goes all out to ensure women take the road to safety.
Devi Priya, an IT employee working with CSS Corp, used to live in constant fear for several years until now. Traveling by company cabs, sometimes with cab drivers whom she did not know, was an ordeal in itself. To add to that, crime against women in India has been on the rise. Take for instance the rape and murder of Pratibha, a BPO employee in Bangalore in December 2005, an incident that shocked the nation. But luckily for Devi Priya, her company came out with what seems to be a Women's Day gift to women who often work the graveyard shift. A GPS installed in cabs that are used to pick up and drop women in the IT sector, and that which will allow employers to monitor the movement of vehicles in real time. Clearly, companies don't want to take a chance.
Actually, my parents were really worried. Working in an IT industry, we work late night shifts, but as CSS Corp has introduced this card system, which is very useful for all the women here, because you just need to swipe in when you enter into the cabs and when you leave out, onboarding and offboarding. So if we are being monitored, where are we going and what is happening? So way back home, everybody is relaxed. They know that my daughter is going to come back home safe and she's going to be in the office safe.
Okay, see, we've been working on this SETS model for quite some time, and then parallelly we've been hearing a lot about this incidents to be in Bangalore or be it Gurgaon. So Chennai, though it's still a safe city, I thought it's very important for us to have that comfort factor given to the female employees. So that is one trigger which started the whole thing, and we've been developing on this model.
But what makes this system unique is that parents or guardians too can opt for the software which will help them monitor the stop points during the transit from office to home and vice versa. Simply swipe the card on the device, which is permanently fixed in the cab. The boarding status is instantly captured and monitored in the master control room at the office. Plus, prior to their pickup, employees are alerted of the cab's distance through an automated SMS.
RFID system, SMS solution and application. That's how our system works. And if you see the monitor, just we can identify Sweta has been boarded in this particular trip. And next the cab is moving to Anita's place, and the second SMS automatically triggered with respect to cab movement and their geocoded location.
Unlike Delhi, where a rape happens every 29 minutes, Chennai is much safer for the 60,000 women in the ITS and another 35,000 in the IT sector. But with a system like this, employees couldn't be happier. As they say, the trip back home is always a safe and sound one. And the GPS seems to be fail-safe. In Chennai, Zoya Thomas for NDTV Hindu.
And on the occasion of Women's Day, we also bring you an inspiring story of how a group of women in Chennai believe and go by the philosophy, be the change you want to see. Amrita, a student of class 11, dreams to put an end to the handicap which many students face while looking for a job: communication. She has a plan which will help students stand up to the corporate world.
So what I thought we should do is, as a group of students, we should go there weekly to help them communicate, converse with people, learn to answer questions, interact, and therefore that will really help them in the long run, because now they know to sell themselves, which has become a very, very important thing in today's world.
20 other women who share similar dreams of bringing about a change in the society are part of the first ever I Live to Lead India initiative. It seeks to train girls in the age group of 15 to 19 in the hope that they would turn into next generation leaders.
We started this program to help adolescent females both continue to believe in their ability to change the world, and then give them practical skills to develop a plan that they can implement in their community.
How you be a good leader is what they teach you here. It's a very interesting project, and I mean, all of us have such amazing project ideas, and it's nice to hear from so many women coming up with amazing ideas. Everybody's got a different idea here.
The young women will go through a training with a mentor to help realize their dreams. In Chennai with Krishnamurthy, this is Divya for NDTV Hindu. Well, 2.5 men's leading man has shown the door. Now, has Charlie been a bad boy? Find out after the break.